welcome in. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So I'm using some software this time so you can see things look a little different. Plus I'm in my craft room instead of just in my living room. But yeah, I don't know how many people are going to be watching today. Hopefully a few people. Let's start by saying hi. I'm Rin. And this is a Flosstube channel. And I'm doing this live, but if you're watching this later, that's fine. I'm sure it will be just as fun later. I do have this set up so that you can see the chat over here. I have to remember to go through the little box so that you can see any commentary I get on the replay and you will know what I'm responding to. So hopefully this all works as it's supposed to. We shall see. Anyway, so I am non-binary, so my pronouns are they, them. Recently had Trans Day of Visibility, and that was a really good day. Had people like sharing my Instagram, which was really cool. Had new people finding me on there. I had some people contribute to my Ko-Fi page, which was like really cool, and I wasn't expecting that, so it was really nice. So yeah, it was a good day. What else has been going on? So I released a new Doctor Who pattern. I might have ways to put pictures up, but I haven't really fiddled with that too much, so you're just gonna have to go on my Ko-Fi page, or I also posted it on my Instagram, and take a look at that. So it's the one for the logo for the 4th Doctor. It's pretty fun. So what else? Oh, the big one, the big thing. Here, I got it over here. I might have to step back a bit to show it off. Hey, Sheila from, I'm assuming that's Louisiana. I'm not always great with those sort of things, but I'm glad you can hear me well, and you're going to sit here with this experiment with me. So, my big exciting thing is my Keyblades to the Kingdom pattern is done. Oh, let's see if I can hold it back far enough. So it is big. It is very, very big. So huge. Yay! I'm excited about it. It was a lot of work to stitch. It took me so much time and all of last year to get that done. Stitching quite a bit most days. But I'm really happy that the last part is out. Don't worry, it's going on the guest bed back there. So yeah, excitement. That is cool. I'm glad that that's all like wrapped up. And yeah. So that's also available on my Ko-Fi page for free. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. I have links on my main page here on YouTube, and I usually put links to everything down in the description box, so you can always click down there. So I guess we should get started with showing off what I did in March. You know, I think I think that sounds like a plan. Let's see. I'm gonna have to switch over so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So I have a stack of works in progress over here. We're gonna start with those. I'm gonna show you a picture. So this is Snow White by Don't Stitch on 18 count Easy Grid Ada, just with DMC floss. It's going to be really cute when it gets done. I'm trying to figure out an order of operations here, but that's fine. So let's show you what I've done so far. So this month, I basically worked on this whole section over here. I got the apple finished. I filled in like the blue. I did like the greens in here, and it's looking really good. I'm very excited about it. Yeah. I love these colors. I love the way it like just shows off the swoops and everything. It's really cool. Just like, look at that. It's so neat. Look. But it's coming along. I'm still on track to get it done by the end of the year. So here's hoping. Here's hoping I can do that. All right. And as you can see, it's gonna be pretty big. But it's coming along, and it goes fairly fast because you can do like a chunk of color at a time, and so there's not like a lot of confetti that you will see in some of these patterns I have coming up. Oh, hey, Giddy Stitcher, welcome in. You managed to not fall asleep. So I am going through my whips now. I've just done one, so you're not too far behind. Next, we are going to show off the Witchy Stitcher's Supernatural Sal. Woo! And I did a major change this month. So this is on a 32 count Country Mocha linen. And you will see right away what I did different. So it was the angel this month, but of course I had to do a weeping angel from Doctor Who. Oh no, look out. So someone in the Witchy Stitcher group posted a pattern that they did of this, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Can you send that to me? So they sent it to me, and I put it together and stitched it, and I was like, oh, it's so neat. It's so fun. Yeah, you can see I'm making really good progress on this. So yeah, got one more to finish, like the top half basically, so I'll get that done this month, and it's just really coming along. They're so cute. And I've done some minor tweaks so far, but for this one I was like, I really like the idea of adding a little something different, little personalization on there. So yep, it's coming along, and I should be done with this one in October, so that's exciting. All right, moving on. Next is the Winter Snow White, and this is from Tilton Crafts. It's really pretty. Lots of grays and blues and light blues and whites, though. Sometimes it gets a little bit much, but I like how it's going. So this is on 18 count Easy Grid Ada. Like, I'm doing pretty much all of the large Snow White patterns I'm working on that fabric, so. There we go. I'm pretty much working on like this quarter of the pattern right now, so I'll pick a color and just fill in this whole thing. And I try to not go real strict on the lines because I don't want to get like lines on it, but just sort of like generally. I did a lot more on her face this month. As you can see, there's finally like a different color. There's like a little bit of pink for her cheeks right there. And I filled in more of her hair and stuff, so it's like she kind of looks like she has a face and everything now. So it's starting to come along. And yeah, I did some more of the blues and everything in the background, and this one is still a pretty good sized one, since you can see that's just like a quarter of the pattern. But I'm excited to make some progress on that. I really like these winter ones. I think the artist is David Kordek, yes, on Tilton Crafts. And he has a lot of really neat stuff on there. I like a lot of his stuff. I like his art style. Okay, next one is Dark Queen of the Earth, which this is kind of an old picture, so I'm just going to show that for a minute. And I'm doing it on the 32 count Lugana Nightshade by Under the Sea Fabrics. So I did finish this month's pattern drop, which was this whole big swirl here, and a fairly good sized section, but it went pretty quickly. And so you can see most of the bottom half is done. So yay. A lot of dent stitching in there. The part that just came out yesterday is her face and her hair, and there's two different styles that you can do for that. So we'll see. I think I've decided on which one I want to do. But I'm also waiting because he said there's going to be some extra hair colors. So I wasn't really planning on working on this one till later in the month anyway, so I'm hoping to wait. Yeah, the Dark Queen sowls are big. They're big. I did the Dark Queen of the Sea, and it was a lot. I'm kind of glad that they front loaded it this time and did a lot of the bottom section in the earlier months, because when they were all at the end, it just got kind of difficult to get it done, because you just feel like, oh, there's still so much to do. Now I feel like, okay, I've gotten like the biggest parts done, so it's really not too bad from here on out. Like there's, you know, her head and her hair, you got like the rest of her torso and her arms, there's some sections up here, there's like this part down here, so those aren't that bad. So I feel like the worst is behind us. I don't really say it like that, but it is a lot of stitching. It is quite a lot, I will admit that. All right, moving on. Hi Amber, welcome in. We're kind of in the middle of the webs. So you can always go back. This will be available on my channel, and you can watch the first half of it later. But now we're into another Cinderella web. This one is from Pain Free Crafts, based on the art by Star Masayume, and it's very cute, sort of like chibi Snow White, and that's also on 18 count Easy Grid Ada. You know, I really like doing this because I can see what I'm doing. When I'm filming like this, I'm just sort of holding things up and hoping for the best. And now it's like, oh, I can actually see things. This is kind of cool. All right, so I made more progress on her face. I was trying to just sort of like bounced around doing some of her hair and some of her skin tone and eye and stuff. I think I might try to focus on one thing, like maybe getting her bow completely finished, because there's a few colors left in there. And yeah, I'm doing about half, and this isn't quite down to half. I think it's maybe a third or a little over a third. But yeah, this one is big, you can see. It's not a small one. But she's coming along. You can kind of start to see her face and her little eye here, and her hair is getting some definition. So I'm just gonna keep on chugging along. This one's gonna take a while. It is a big one. Oh, this one I'm excited about. So this is the first two parts, but I actually finished the third part. This is the Farming Magic Sow by Flossie Fox Shop, and this is on 18 count. I put Ada because I didn't really know what it was. Somebody told me what it might be. Yeah, the Snow White is very large. Although not the biggest one I'm doing. Ooh. So I don't know if you can maybe see, this stuff is like so incredibly like glittery, but it's so hard to like get it, you know, a picture of it. So yeah, first three parts are done. So part 3 is this section over here. You get with the well and the cat, and there's a little duck. Hold that up a little closer, you can see. Yeah, look at them, they're so cute. So I'm up to date because this month part hasn't actually come out yet, so I am up to date. It's looking really, really cute. I just love how it's going, and it stitches up fairly quickly. I saw somebody else saying that it's like grass confetti because there's all these like little bits of grass and then like little sparkles of magic and stuff. So sometimes that can be that could be. I know her stuff is so incredibly adorable. I'm a member of her Patreon, and she does like this like adorable, cute little patterns every month. I love it. I just couldn't help myself. Plus, I get a discount in the store, in her Etsy store, so that helps. But yes, I mean the sections aren't too big, you know. And it's like such bright colors. It's so fun, like just so stinking cute. I love it to death. I wish that the sparkle showed up better on camera. I don't know if it really is showing up. I cannot. The screen that I have going over there is very tiny, so I can't see. But it's sparkly. I swear. It's got gold sparkles in it. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's the big one. I mean, other than the gigantic monster pattern of mine I put out. All right, and this is another one from Pain Free Crafts, Them Apples, and this is based on art by Tim Shoemate. It's a really cool pattern. The thing is a monster. You can see 310, 350, and of course the 18 count Easy Grid Ada. But I'm just mostly getting, I filled in a bunch of the background so it's got more solid back here. Oh, the confetti on this one. If I didn't have the gridded fabric and the markup to track the stitches, I don't think I'd be able to do this pattern. But yeah, the little bird is showing up, and this is the start of her hair over here, and then the frame will be right here. So I'm just sort of taking this section and doing the same thing that I'm doing on the other one and filling in a color at a time. But I mean, it looks really cool once you start getting all the colors in, and it gives it like this really neat gradient and color and everything. But oh my goodness, do you see this? This is like all pretty much one color that I do. Oh. Yeah. So yeah, see, I think it's basically like, well, yeah, it's a little bit bigger than the other Snow White I was showing. Oh my goodness, those are gonna take a while. Yes, the grid washes out once you finish it. I have noticed that it's probably best to do it on full coverage things because I've done like a small thing that wasn't full coverage, and it can be a little bit hard to get it out. So there was still like very, very faint line. So I think it'd be best if it's like a full coverage thing. But yes, you'll wash it. So full coverage, you shouldn't really see it at all. Okay, so this is my Magic Potion temperature stitch along, which you probably can't really tell much from the picture because it's awful big. And this is from Teeny Weeny X Stitch. Yeah, 16 count charcoal Ada. And this is the one that Derek and I are doing together. So I do some of the bottles and then he does some of the bottles. And you can see Florida. This is January, and now we've got February done, and it really just does not look like winter. It's so annoying. Look at all that orange. Why is it orange? Oh yes, Amber, you have to like hot water, very hot water. So yeah, you wouldn't want to do non-color fast like floss or anything. Yeah, I mean it is made to wash out, so I think you just need to like hot water and soak it for a little bit, and it should. I've soaked one. Yeah, Florida, it's ridiculous, but it's funny because we're gonna have some like colder days in March because our temperature is just gone like all over the place. So it's gonna be like yellow and green and then the turquoise, like the teal colors, which is as close as we've gotten to like cold weather. I think those are 50-degree high days. So there'll actually be a few of those in March because we had a little bit of a colder snap. I don't know if you want to call it a cold snap necessarily, but it's really cute. And it wouldn't have made a lot of sense to try to like change the color range to make it look more like the seasons, because then that color range would carry down, and you're just gonna have to deal with that. It's Florida, it's warm. At times it shouldn't be warm, but at least I don't live in say Miami or something where it would be really egregious. I mean, honestly, if you lived in a closer to subtropical climate, I don't feel like a temperature stitch would be very interesting because you wouldn't have the fluctuations as much. But it's coming along, and last month Derek did like the little sort of test tube ones. This month we decided I was just going to go across till I got to a certain point, and then he would finish it out because that would make it a little easier. Plus, I had like a counting error last time, and I made I think this one was like one too far over, so I ended up making the whole thing one stitch too wide, which of course have to keep going, but it's okay, it's just one stitch. But I figured this way, less likely to mess it up if I'm not having to skip over bottles as I go. Yeah, it's coming along, it's cute. But yeah, we decided, I don't usually do temperature stitches, they're not usually something I've been interested in, but it's our first year being married. I thought it'd be fun to commemorate it with something like that. And then if we move somewhere else, we'll be like, oh, Florida. Okay, this is the last Snow White thing, I swear. So this is the Brooks Books pattern, and it's so pretty. It's gonna be some work though. You can see there's like ribbon I gotta put on. I gotta make little roses. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, as I said, this is from Brooks Books. Not the easiest thing in the world to say. And it's on a 28 count Lugana in ivory. So I made some more progress on her apron part. I put a little more in there, and I got the apple in her pocket, and I started working on her bodice, which has some Krennic in it. See if we can you see the sparkly? Too close. There you go. You can kind of see it. Yee, sparkles. I was a little worried. I haven't really worked with Krennic before. I worked with the DMC Light Effects and that stuff sometimes. I actually like the Krennic better. I felt like it was a little easier to work with. I mean, it's still metallic floss. It's still kind of a pain in the butt. But I felt like it wasn't quite so bad. And you only need one strand of it. It does pretty good coverage even on 28 count. So, looks good. It's coming along. I'm going to try to fill in more of her little apron here next month. See if I can kind of get that done. It would be nice. But these are so fancy. They're so pretty. I'm going to have to get them framed. So they're going to look nice. Okay, moving on. Next up is my Labyrinth stitch along. I'm still working on the frame. There's a lot of frame. This is from Geek Freak Stitching, and it's on a 16 count Aida by Fabric Flare. I do love this fabric. It's so fun. But I made more progress basically over here on the frame. You can see it better. More of the like maze part, the border, another one of the boxes that I'll be doing each month later on. So yeah, it's coming along. I should be done with the frame in November, and then I can start filling in each little like monthly box. I timed it to November because there's 13 boxes, so that way I can start it in December and finish it by the end of next year. Like, I know it sounds like it's going to be like forever before I finish these things, but I mean, when you're working on this many things, that's kind of what happens. Especially when they're large. Speaking of large projects, this is the Pixel Prime style from last year, the Power Up Plaza. Oh, this thing is a beast. It's just monstrous. Oh my god. So I started this at first on this gray 25 count fabric, and then I realized I do not like stitching on 25 count fabric. I really, really don't. Some people can do it. I just cannot. So I restarted it on some 18 count easy grid, which I hope it washes out well, because this is not completely full coverage. So we will see how hot I need to get that water. I will make it work. So yeah, this one is big. It's 303 wide by 345 high. Oh. So I made basically more progress on the boxes down here. I think I'd had pretty much maybe around this area down to here done, and I worked on, I'm pretty much doing one color at a time, so I feel like it's maybe a little faster because I don't have to worry about changing colors. I know what color I'm working on, and the frame, most of the colors have like a lot of stitches, so I'm doing the black first because that's the main framing element, and then it'll make it a lot easier to get the rest of them done. But yeah, it's coming along. I'll be done with the frame the end of next year. The designer actually admitted, he's like, I'm making a smaller stitch along this year because last year was a bit much. And I'm like, really? It was a bit much. I am doing over 18, or I think it's about 1,800 stitches a month on this, and it's still going to take me 2 years to finish this frame. That's not even filling in the boxes. Like, dude, seriously? It's really cute. I love the finished pattern, you know. It's a lot of fun. So I did do a little bit of the different color here last month, which so I just want to do something other than black because I still got 2 more months of black. It's a lot, but it's progress. I'm making progress, and that's what counts, right? You know. Oh, we're getting towards the end of the pile, I swear. I swear. Now it's my Hello Kitty pattern. Back when I had no idea what I was doing with making patterns, and I was like, yeah, just make the whole entire background that color. That will be fine. So this is on a 14 count easy grid Aida, which I actually like the 14 count easy grid, because on the other counts, or at least on the 18 count that I've used, I guess it's part of the manufacturing process. The little lines are actually sort of in the middle of a stitch, so you have to keep in mind. But I guess since the 14 count is bigger, it's actually in between the stitches, so it's easier to kind of tell where you should be putting your stitches and stuff. But this month I decided to outline Hello Kitty to make it easier going forward, doing the background and filling her in and everything. So I got her outlined, and I finished most of the little raindrops and the puddles. I've got a little more to do, but I just didn't feel like totally finishing that this month. There's so many things. Yeah, the easy grid from Hate, I haven't tried theirs. That's an interesting thought. I might try to get some from them. I haven't worried about it too much, because even if it's slightly still there underneath the stitches, you're not going to see it. And this makes this pattern a lot easier, because I can just go all the way across and do things. And I can also get, now that I've got her outlined, this one should be pretty easy. I can just fill in the colors, her big old white head, giant cranium, which is one of the ones that has the smaller Hello Kitty, so it's the smaller head. She's coming along. I should finish this by the end of the year, as long as I can keep on top of what I'm doing. We'll see. I have to do, I think it's about 1,800, 1,900 a month, so Yeah, I mean, there's like pluses and minuses to having the one color background. Sometimes it can be a little boring because you just feel like, oh God, I'm just doing this the same. But it's nice when you're not really wanting to have to count or think about it. It's just like grab this color, stitch a line, and just keep going. And now that once I get the rest of this puddle filled in down here, I will know exactly where I need to stitch. I won't have to count any of the background. I won't actually have to really count anything because it'll be like, okay, this blob is this color, these sections are this color, and you just fill them in. So it should, yeah. But she's coming along. I'm trying to get one of these done a year because I did them for each month, and I've done January and February, and Derek stitched March and July because those are the ones he wanted to do. So we're kind of out of order. So I'm doing April this year, and he's doing June. And so, like, I figure if we each tackle one a year, we'll eventually get them done. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, when you look at some of the other projects I'm doing, it's 150 by 150, so it doesn't seem as big, but it's a lot. It is a lot. But we're getting there, making progress, getting things done. Okay, another one of my patterns I pulled back out this month. My Sailor Starlights pattern, because I want to finish this in June when I'm at StitchCon, because I started it at StitchCon last year. So I was like, it's a little bit too much for me to be able to, because I'd only finished this one here. It's a little bit much for me to finish the other two at that weekend, so I wanted to get one more done. And this is on 18 count Ada from the store Easy Stitch for Fun on Etsy. I love these fabrics. These are printed fabrics. They're really cool. So you can see this is a Sailor Star Fighter, and then I've got Sailor Star Healer is the one I did this month, and she looks pretty awesome. I'm excited that she's done. So there's just one left. And yeah, I love this fabric. I think it's just great because I feel like they would look so boring on just a plain white fabric. That would have just not been any fun at all. But I picked up fabric for this and my other two Sailor Moon patterns from that store. So I've got some interesting backgrounds for them. I've gotten a lot of the printed fabrics from Fabric Flare, but I just couldn't find ones that I thought were just right. And they had a bunch, which I really cool is a lot of times on the sellers on there when you get the printed fabric, it's all on 14 count. But they actually had, I think they had 16 count too, but I needed 18 count. Well, I might not have needed it for this one. This one might have fit on something smaller, but the other two patterns I had, I pretty much needed 18 count to fit them, and I figured I would get 18 count on this one too, so it'd kind of match. But yeah, yeah, and it, the whole space theme, because the Sailor Starlights, and they're like come from space in the show and everything. I thought it was like a really cool background, since and then you can see some in their little stars, because there's not a ton of stitching on this. There's a lot of the background left exposed, so but I need to get back to work on my other Sailor Moon one too, the Outer Scouts one I started. Okay, one more web. So I started something new. This is from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Pattern's called Lucky. I was originally doing this because I had this challenge group and there were some things I needed to stitch, like a leprechaun, a pot of gold, and coins and stuff. Then I sort of fell off the wagon doing that anyway, but I did start this. This is on a 14 count Ice Blue Ada. I got the lettering done in the middle and the little pot of gold done and one little coin, so not a ton of progress on it. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I stitched the yellow with an etoile, so it's like a little sparkly. I love their patterns. They're so cute, and I don't know when I'll pull this back out again. I may just wait and pull it back out in March next year I may pull it out again some other time. This month or this year we'll see. We'll see. It's fine. But it's so cute. Look at that. Oh, yeah. I wish I could have gotten to the little leprechaun guy, but I don't know. I got a little burnt out this month, I think. I just, excuse me. I've just been trying to do so much every month. So there was one pattern I was planning on working on. That was the Buds of May, that spring window pattern from Susan Bates, and I didn't get to it. I absolutely did not. I felt a little bad, but I got kind of less motivated on that because I'm not going to finish it by the end of spring. There's still a good bit more to do on it, and I also got distracted by some other things, but I'm going to go over that when I'm talking about plans and stuff. But other than that, I feel pretty good about how this month did. I got most of my stuff done. I'm just trying to like ratchet back my expectations a little bit because I'm really bad about, I can do all the things, everything. I can do it all, man. I can do it all. I can just wait. I'll just do everything. No, I cannot. I cannot do everything. Plus, I just feel like I love stitching, and I just feel like that was kind of all I was doing, and I didn't have time to work on any other stuff that I wanted to work on, any other crafts. So sort of reevaluating a little bit. But let's move on to finishes. So we'll start with, I finished another Chrono Cross pattern. This is Leanie. So making some progress on that, and I actually like washed it, which I do grid these with a pen. I got it out of the sewing section, and it's, I guess, for marking fabric, and there's like two ends to it. One end is washable and one is like air dry and washable. So the air one does like fade pretty quickly, so you really only want to do that if you only want it on there for like an hour or two. Like, it starts to fade real quick. The blue one stays on, but it washes out really well. You just have to put enough hot water on it, and I've never had a problem with it washing out. So I do that on these. Like, they are small, but there's a lot of like confetti on them. To try to speed it up, I grid it so I can sort of just do one color at a time and just knock it out. But she turned out really cute. I like how these have been coming along. I'll be done with these in like a million years. The other thing I finished this month was from Stitchy Princess. It's her butterfly fairy. Oh, it's a little hard to see because it's a lot of yellows and whites, but hopefully that's showing up okay. I think it is showing up pretty well. This one is really cute. I basically have done like 4 different fairies, so I can have them for each season. So this is going to be my one for summertime because I felt like the flowers and the butterflies and her dress and everything, I felt had very like summery vibe to it. So now I've finished all 4 of those. I just need to make this and the spring one into pillows. I think Michelle might have left, but that's okay. It's later over there, and she's been busy the past couple weeks with all the wedding stuff. So I get it. But yeah, it's really cute. I love it. It's just been a big weekend, okay? Yes, you have an excuse. I understand. I was all over the place when when we were planning our wedding back in December, and just running all over. And then the day, and then there was stress, and then we went to pick up the bouquet, and the florist was like, "You didn't pay for this," and I'm like, "I know I paid for this, but I don't know where the receipt is," and and we were like driving to go to where we were gonna have the ceremony, and it was like, "But I need this right now." They let me get and well, I gave them some credit card information, and then I emailed them and I was like, here's proof that I paid and everything. Uh, so yesterday, that's so cool. I'm so happy for you guys. It's always like a good thing when you can find somebody that you want to share uh, your life with. It's pretty cool. Oh, I'm realizing my hair. I'm trying to grow out the sides, and I'm just at the like extremely awkward phase of it because the problem with curly hair is like you have it short enough and it lays down. It's like okay, then it starts before you can get to the part where it starts to like curl. It just sort of goes whoosh. You look like you have little wings. Be lucky if you have straight hair that doesn't do these crazy things. But yes. We had to drive in the hotel room. In a whole different town back. So no. I am glad we kept our wedding small because I don't know if I could have dealt with. I got married before when I was much younger, like 22. And it wasn't a big wedding either, but just like the prep and the leading up and just all the things you have to do, it's stressful. It's really stressful. So okay, this is the last thing I'm showing off, and we'll talk about plans. I will show off 2 pictures before I switch over to my other camera of what I'm planning on working on next month. I'm gonna do another Stitchy Princess design. This is Miss Hen. I mean, look at the arms on her. She'd kick your butt. Like that chicken. She's got some serious arm muscles going on there. Yep. It amuses me. I don't know why. Because like all the other like little animal ones is like all thin and dainty, and Miss Hen is like, no, I will destroy you. This is just in my own mind. And then this is the yeah. Miss Hen. You don't mess with. I cannot do like a good Russian Eastern European accent. So yeah, here's my next chronocross pattern. This is radius. So I'm doing that one, and then I'm taking a break for a month for those because I'm just planning on doing 9 a year. All right, let's switch over to my face camera. So I'm done showing off things. But yeah, I'm trying to be a little more reined in on my, say, ambitions. It's hard because I'm like, oh, I want to do all these things. I want to get so much stuff done. Oh, and thank you, Amber, for, I know. Yeah, the Stitchy Princess pieces are so cute, and they go pretty quick. Yeah, I'm just trying to like remind myself to, it's fine. I don't have to do everything. I don't have to get everything done right now. And like I started doing streaming on here and on Twitch, so that's sort of another thing to juggle. And I'm wanting to do more diamond painting, which I did some Friday, and one person showed up to my stream, so I wasn't completely alone. It's okay. You got to start somewhere. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like I got most of my things that I wanted to get done this month, except for the one pattern I didn't work on, and I was just yeah. Announcements. I got a pattern coming out with the Stitchers Collective. They're doing a Earth Day charity collaboration, and I'm going to have a pattern in there, and I'm excited. I'm working on test stitching it right now. I've got to hurry up and get that done. So I'm going to get the PDFs into them for them so they can get it all set up. And we're narrowing down a charity, but it's going to be, of course, an environmentally focused charity, and we're trying to do one that's more like globally focused. Yes. I talked to myself for like over an hour on Friday because there's nobody in there. Fine, it's fine. I'm pretty good at just prattling on. I'm just like, I'll just say whatever's in my head, and if people have tuned in to watch it, well, then that's their problem. I am doing a stream on Twitch tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central. So that would be 2 p.m. Eastern, and I think 7 p.m. Over in the UK. So more friendly to those over there. I was trying to do one in the afternoon, so maybe if there's anybody in the UK that wants to pop in, they can. So I'll be stitching on something. I might be working on the Snow White pattern from Dona Stitch, probably, because I need to do a bunch of stitches on that. And the only other thing I'm working on right now is my test stitch, which I can't show off yet because the pattern bundle hasn't come out. So, but I think they're scheduled to come out April 15th. So I'll be posting about that and taken. You don't have to show up, but it'd be cool if you did. It'd be cooler if you did. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I was originally wanting to do these on Saturdays, but yesterday I was busy because I went to a goat party. One of the guys that works at the base with Derek, they have a farm about 20 minutes north of town where they have goats and chickens and stuff. And so all the baby goats have been born. And so they were having like a cookout, and I get these like nifty little goat stickers. Look at that. Got that one. And this one says, "Let it goat." Was that dabbing? Is that what it is? I don't know. I'm old. I don't know the things the kids do. So I get to like pet and hold baby goat. It was so fun. I haven't done that in a really long time. We had goats when I was growing up, and obviously on our tiny plot of land I can't have a goat, and I don't really have time to take care of a goat either. So it's probably best, honestly. But that was fun. But yeah, my streaming schedule on Twitch will be Monday afternoons, Wednesday evenings, and Friday evenings for right now. The Fridays might change to a different day or a different time because when the Last Drive-In comes back on, I want to be able to watch that live on Fridays. And the Friday stream doesn't seem as popular anyway, so yeah. Maybe I'll just do an afternoon one, and maybe more UK people want to show up for a while. Hint, hint, no. There's other people in the UK. You don't have to show up. There's other folks I'm sure that will pop in. But yeah. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about today? I was really excited that people were sharing my Instagram account on Friday for the Trans Day of Visibility, and that was really nice. I love. But yeah, I've been rattling on for almost an hour. I may have forgotten things. It's just the way it is. I'm gonna just say it's fine. It's fine. I guess I was hoping maybe a few more people would pop in, but I am glad that you two showed up and were able to chit chat with me and with each other a bit, and that I've got this kind of more figured out so that on the replay people will actually be able to see. It's like, yes, there you go. You can actually see the chat now. I am technologically that adept. Is that the because inept is like with the opposite of inept. I got that much going on. I figured out that part. But two people party. Yeah. I mean, I'd rather have two people watching that will chat than like a bunch of people watching that won't chat. So, and honestly, I hate editing my videos, and so this is like, oh, I can just like make the video and then it's uploading. So yeah, this is oddly enough me being lazy. Oh, I had one more thing I wanted to show off. I almost forgot. Before we wrap up, I got another bag from Jasmine Custom Bags for the villains. Oh, it's so cool. Look at this. It's Captain Hook this month. And that's actually like Captain Hook is embroidered on there. It's got this fabulous gold vinyl, all this fabric on the back, these like Disney's castle zipper pulls. She sent these floss drops, so cool. And then she made this scissor fob, and it has a little fairy dust thing and a little crocodile charm on it. Look at that. I was like, oh, that's so stinking cute. Yeah, I've been enjoying getting those bags from her. They're really cool. I'm not super techie, honestly. The software isn't too bad. You just gotta. I still haven't figured out a lot of the stuff about how to do music and everything, and I'm still working on that. But eventually, and I'd also like to get like a better camera and stuff. Right now I'm using my computer here and I've got my phone here. Eventually I'll get a real camera. I have a lot of lights on though, so hopefully that helps with things looking better. Although doing the streaming in the evenings, it gets quite warm in here because I have about like 6 different lights on in my computer, and I'm just like, it's getting hot. So by the end of the stream, my face is all red and I'm overheated. And yeah, we tried to turn the air down last time, and that did seem to help a bit. All right, but I'll let you go before this gets like incredibly ridiculously long for people watching it later. Oh well, too bad. They should have come and hung out with us. That's their loss. Maybe next time. So I had fun doing this. I think I'm going to continue doing this because I mean it's kind of the best of both worlds. I can hang out with anybody who wants to pop in. And then, you can ask questions live, real time, which is fun. Or people can watch it later, and you still be able to get all the same stuff. So, cool. But you just want to make sure you check the live tab. And I'll try to put up at least a week or two in advance of when I'm going to do my next one. So, time for sleep. Yeah, some days... Some days it's bed at 9 p.m., especially if you just get married because you've been too stressed out. Good night, Kitty Stitcher. Night. And I think, we're gonna wrap up here. And if I think of anything else, well, I'll just have to talk about it next time, I guess. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for anybody else who's watching later. Maybe you can join me live next time. And I do really appreciate it. Until next time. Bye.